Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. You got your boy Bert, the herd over there, and you know you're rolling with Lanny, the Dividend Diplomats, and we're here to talk to you about Big Red and a nice hot dividend stock to still buy right now.
But before we do, subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up, everybody. Thank you for the love and support over the years as we are now cruising and almost hitting 11,000 subscribers. Let's get that number to 15K, everybody. You think you can do that? You think you can help us cross 15,000 subscribers?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. All right, but everybody, today we are here to talk about another potential undervalued dividend growth stock to buy, one that we are familiar with and you as subscribers and viewers of our channel will be familiar with as well.
Exactly, Bert. And I've been talking about this dividend growth stock for, probably almost a year plus. Even Warren Buffett wanted to get a little bit in on it once we started really talking about it. You know, Warren just taking a page.
He watched our videos. We talked to him. We were like, hey, Warren, we got one for you. You've got this, man.
Exactly. You know, he poured 8 billion in. I poured, maybe 5,000 in. Close enough. Rounding errors at that point.
Yeah, I still think you're the same on the shareholder ledger, though. You get invited to the annual meeting in the exact same way that Warren Buffett does. Yeah. If you want to go, you can go. You can probably sit next to him, too.
Maybe. So, yes, we are talking about Verizon Communications again, ticker symbol VZ. If anybody's been following our purchase videos, the blog, our purchase articles, looking at the dividend stock portfolio, the stocks that we buy, the stocks I buy, Bert buys. You know that Verizon's been a consistent theme here in our portfolio. And you guys know that I wanted to get to 100 shares of Verizon stock. Again, ticker symbol VZ. I got there all right. But the big thing is they went down about $1 this past week. You might say, oh, that's nothing. Well, that's a couple, that's, at least over.
It makes a difference for Verizon. That makes a huge difference.
Huge difference. Verizon's only trading at $53.24, where they traditionally were in this 54 to 57 range. So now they're in the low 53s, and it's hard to not look at the dividend stock metrics for Verizon Communications.
Yeah. And the story too is the telecom sector continues to heat up. The 5G battles, the 5G wars rage on between Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, especially as each one of them become more aggressive. AT&T, as we all know, because we talk about AT&T a lot, because of their impact in the dividend investing community, is shedding off their non-core assets in their mind. Their Warner Media, they're losing their aristocrat status. They lost their top 5 foundation dividend stock status. It got that bad to focus on.
Well, let me tell you something, Bert. We might be talking about AT&T stock, but that's where Verizon is shining right now, of the king of 5G. And bro, why do you like Verizon so much?
Well, that's what I was saying. With everyone focusing back into wireless and internet, what Verizon has been doing is very exciting, Lanny. I was getting there. I promise you, I was getting to that point. And they're taking some interesting moves. They continue rolling out 5G, so more cities are getting access to their 5G networks there. I think it's now 90 cities, Lanny, and their business, which is an interesting segment for them to grow, is live in 57 cities. So with all their purchases, all their work at the FTC auctions, they are now putting that to work, and they're flexing their muscles as one of the best networks out there.
Yeah, no, good point to make, Bert. They also, in addition to that, they announced for the first time ever that for the Verizon Business Unlimited plan, they're coming out with the mobile hotspot plan to add to that line, really trying to capture the business as well. More than likely those single LLCs, or just, hey, if you're one person employee that needs access to data all the time when you're on the go, when you're traveling, wherever you may be, that's where that hotspot really kicks in. In addition, they also announced they have their TV streaming device. Their next version of that, not only is it going to be that TV service, but it's going to double up as a sound bar as well. So really trying to get into the home and entertainment business similar to what we've seen with the Amazons, the Apple, but really trying to focus on providing a device, let alone actual service, because they'll just ride the rails of everybody else.
Yeah, and then to add on top of it, they are now reaching agreements with a new mobile carrier, Mobile X, to launch their brand. Mobile X is now launching their mobile service, their brand in the US using the Verizon network and the Verizon software there. So in addition to their own network, they are now also selling their software as a subscription, which is fantastic. So think about that. They continue to push forward with their 5G. They're now taking on Amazon and some other players with their new soundbar and their new ways to get into your house. And now they're even selling to other mobile carriers as well. That's a lot of new potential revenue in there for a company like Verizon.
So the question is now the time to continue to buy Verizon stock? Is Verizon the stock to buy right now? Big red, the big check mark. Can you hear me now? Good. What are we here to do, Burr? What are we going to run this Verizon stock through, except outside of a brick wall?
I was going to say a meat grinder, but what we're actually going to do is run them through that dividend stock screener that looks at three metrics and a bonus metric: PE ratio less than the S&P 500, payout ratio less than 60%, a history of increasing your dividend, and lastly, that bonus metric is the dividend yield. Lanny, let's kick this off. Let's kick Verizon. Let's push them through.
We're going to push them through. We're going to clothesline them. I'm going to pedigree them like Triple L style. They're trading at $53.24. Again, down over the last week, down year to date by almost 10%, down over the past 52 weeks at 10%. That forward earnings expectation, again, to talk about the price to earn, has not changed. The analysts are still expecting $5.31 going forward. So this price to earnings ratio for Verizon is at a solid 10. 10. That is their PE ratio right now, Bert.
Fantastic. That is cheap. That was cheaper than all three companies on my recent watch list and much lower than the broader market, which is currently around 35x and has been for the last month or so. Huge discount, huge signs of undervaluation. Let's move into
go to metric, the payout ratio, brother.
Dividend payout ratio. We look for stocks that are less than 60%, but we also like that perfect sweet old dividend payout ratio between 40 to 60%, is that's the perfect balance between investing in the company and paying a dividend. Verizon's dividend is $2.56. Divide that by their earnings of $5.31. That gives you a perfect dividend payout ratio of 48.21%.
Mr. Perfect, very proud.
He would be. Let's talk about that third metric, Laney. What about that dividend growth history? Why don't you tell
me? They increased that dividend this year 2%. They've increased the dividend for the last 16 plus years at an average rate of 2%, really taking a page out of our old friend AT&T at that consistent 2% dividend growth. So that's what they do. They've done it for a long time. Only really 8.5 years away from that dividend aristocrat status. So I'm excited for them to get to there.
Yeah, and even to show that how consistent they are, at the beginning of last month, they announced a 2% dividend increase as well. So they just announced that increase, that you will get that slight bump payout when they pay that dividend here at the beginning of November.
When you think about Verizon, not to speak on them again, they're a player where probably 90% of the US at least, when they are looking at their mobile carrier, they really keep it to three options right now. It's going to be AT&T, it's going to be T-Mobile, or it's going to be Verizon. So therefore, Verizon already has a great chance to capture you as a customer. And then if you already disregard T-Mobile because you think it's the worst out of the three, because a lot of people go in with that assumption, you now have an almost 50-50 chance of getting that service. And really just depending on the deal on the latest iPhone at the time or the latest, Samsung Galaxy, you're really going to be swayed by that end deal on that smart device. So Verizon, that's how they're able to keep customers and gain new customers, because of their chance and likelihood you're going to select Big Red.
That's what happens in a sector that's dominated by just a few, right?
Just a few. Kind of
And
like peanut.
let's cover that dividend yield here quickly so we don't forget about it. But that dividend at 256 at the current price, their yield is 4.81%, so just under 5%. So you take the 4.81, you add that 5-year dividend growth rate of 2.11, a dividend factor of nearly 7%.
Pretty solid. You're going to get a very consistent yield with Verizon. Your current savings right now is probably garnering 0.2 to 0.5%, depending on where you have it. Ally, Goldman, Amex, Capital One. But here, you at least could put the money into Verizon. It doesn't move as much with the stock price, but you'll at least get a close to 5% yield with an income stream that grows. I also want to summarize, as we always do, the Verizon stock metrics here. PE ratio is literally at 10 times forward earnings. The payout ratio is perfect at only 48%. 16 plus years of consistent dividend growth, and their average growth is 2%. There's Macho Burt really getting pumped over there. Oh yeah. Let's hear one real quick before we get to the yield.
Oh yeah, everybody, it's time for Verizon. But in all seriousness, it's a great undervalued dividend stock to consider adding to your portfolio. Again, everybody, that is the goal of our channel. We are always looking for undervalued dividend growth stocks to buy. So naturally, when you see a company with a PE ratio of 10 and a perfect payout ratio, they have to earn a spot somewhere on your watch list, whether it's 3, 5, 10, 15, or 20 stocks that you're keeping an eye on.
Right. Yeah. And at current prices, again, with this almost 5% yielder, I'd be interested in adding maybe 10 more shares at this price. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's nice to grab a stock at a price that you really haven't been able to grab them lately.
I don't think that sounds ridiculous at all. You're looking to buy undervalued dividend stocks and grow your income. What is ridiculous about that, lady?
Well, let us know in the comments if you think Verizon is a stock to buy now. Let us know if you're staying away from telecom. Just keep us posted. If you're not buying, why? And if you are buying, why?
Subscribe to our channel too if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up. Again, everybody, thank you as we journey towards 15K subscribers.
Oh, 15K. That was Bertha Hurt, and this is Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.